Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you how we combine the use of a KML line path and a 3D model to show a flight animation for an animated map in XPression Maps. So here I am in XPression Maps, and I've kind of got some leftovers from a previous tutorial here. We kind of used a KML file to create a line and then put a line tool to trace it. Hopefully you remember watching that video, and then we also did a video earlier where we were showing you how to use a 3D model and import that into XPression Maps as well. Well, I want to kind of put this together here. So what I want to do, you can see I've still got the line tool here, and if I go and scrub my timeline, you can see that it still animates. Everything's great. But I want to go to the next step here. What I really want to do is put up a 3D model of a plane on it. So I imported a 3D model of a Delta airplane earlier. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to drag that out onto my viewport here, and I'm going to put it down on the map. And you can see it's there. It's kind of hard to see. Now, we don't always explain these tools, but I'm going to use this opportunity to show you how these tools work and why you would use them. Down in the bottom in the right corner here, you can see there's a camera, and that's letting you know that's the view camera. When the map is running an animation, this is what the animation is being shown through. This is the scene camera in essence. These other ones are additional cameras. You might call them additional viewports if you're a 3D animator. I'm going to click on number 1. It doesn't seem like much, but whatever I do in these cameras does not affect the position in the original or scene or view camera. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and move the globe around a little bit till I get really close. The reason why, with this 3D model, when I take it and I bring it in, if I drag it over the end of the line, I'll get to a certain point, and what you'll notice is there will become a green glow that comes up on the line tool. And once I put that in here, that green glow is basically telling me that I've attached the object to the map. And there it is. So now it's attached. And if I go back to my scene camera, you'll notice that the position of the camera hasn't changed. Now that plane is attached to the end of the line. If I rewind my animation, what you'll notice is it's traveling, and it's kind of odd. It seems like it's flipped a little bit. And I'm going to rewind it again, and what you can see is it's about 90 degrees out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate it back about 90 degrees. I'm going to grab the rotation handle on this 3D model, and I'm going to spin it 90 degrees and see if I did it right. And it looks like I did. Now, what's going on when the plane gets to the end, you're getting the entire path of the flight, and when it landed at the airport, it may have done some turns and repositioning itself to get to the gate. And that's probably what that animation is all about. You have some other tools here that are kind of cool that you can play with. You'll notice right away, use spline rotation turned itself on. If I turn it off and then I rewind this, what you're going to see is the animation of the line will just be continuous. And you see the plane kind of rotates. It's a little off angle here. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it just a little bit. I'm going to rewind it first just to make sure I'm going the right direction here. It's just a little off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab that rotation handle and spin it just a little bit. I went too far. About that far. So now if I rewind it again and do it, now it looks a little more accurate till it gets to the end. And it gets a little wacky. So I'm going to turn the use spline back on and rewind my animation. And because I rotated it too much, it's going the wrong way here. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. I'm going to rewind it and watch it again. Now it's following the path. That part's pretty cool. And again, the only keyframe I have is drawing that line. I haven't done anything else. I'm going to show you something really interesting. Over on the drawing editor for the plane, if I choose lock camera and turn that on, what I want you to notice, when I rewind the animation, it'll keep that plane in the middle of the screen and the animation comes with it. So that's kind of cool. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to zoom myself in here just a little more. I'm going to rewind and I'm going to watch that plane fly its flight. And you can see it gets to the end, it does the rotation, everything's great. I could, if I want to, maybe I'm going to say I'm going to keyframe that plane, and I'm going to say if I'm here, I'm going to go to the drawing tool here, and I'm going to say that its opacity will be 0. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back up just a little bit here. I can kind of watch the shape box, and I'm going to back it up a little bit, and I'm going to say right about here, it's going to be 1. And I'm going to keyframe that. So now you'll watch when this animates at the back end, this plane is going to fly in, and it's going to land, and it's going to dissolve when it gets there. Probably works pretty good. I'm going to say one thing, it's going to give it a little more frames. In 4 frames it looks more like it explodes or something. So I'm going to drop that back probably 10 frames. So if I rewind it again, what you'll notice, the flight will be there. You'll see the plane and it starts to dissolve. It's a little more friendly there. Let's go do the same thing on the other end here. I'm going to take my timeline and I'm going to move my timeline cursor down to the beginning, and I'm going to go and keyframe this, and I'm going to set it to 0. Make sure my keyframe is correct. I'm going to move it up just a few frames. I'm going to watch till it turns around, and it's already there. So I'm going to say that's only a couple frames. It's going to look pretty crummy, but I'm going to make that be 1 here, and I'm going to keyframe that. So what will happen is it will appear to pop on. I could probably make that dissolve a little longer, but now I've got that animation where I'm hoping that it would be. I want you to notice my scene camera is locked because it's locked to the camera itself, and it's done what it needs to do as far as all the different components is of zoom and longitude and latitude. This is a great way to get that animation to show what you want, and this is how I put an animated flight together with a plain 3D model and a line tool. If you remember those 3 tutorials, this is how you do it all.